Hello, welcome to today's Vinyasa Flow session. I'm Kelly Cook, here from the I Am Well Collective, a space where we move and breathe to the intention of bringing about your highest good. Each practice is so much more than the physical asana or the exercise of yoga, the movement of the body. It is truly a practice to help you guide through an intention or an affirmation. Today's practice will be about your seeing with clarity, clearing and activating your third eye chakra, which is the sixth of 7 energy centers in the body. The purple light, or the space between the brows, that is your intuition. I'll offer some affirmations during the practice of I trust my intuition, I see with clarity. You can take these affirmations or you can just let them float on by. Moving and breathing to an intention makes yoga so much more than just the physical practice of mobility and strengthening and balance. It really helps move the practice into something that expands and connects you to yourself, to all that is, and to your highest good. So as we move through the practice today, may it bring you exactly what you need. We'll start in a child's pose with your backs of your hands resting, or the back of one of your hands resting on your third eye space. During the practice, you may use yoga blocks if you have them. You may not have access to yoga blocks at home, so I do not have blocks here, but you just have the option to take the variations and the poses the variation of the pose that feels best to you. So, settling into your version of child's pose with that middle of the forehead space resting on the back of the hands. And then using these next few breaths to move into the practice, to become present in this moment, because the power truly is in the present moment. As you breathe into the shoulder blades, breathing in to expand your ribs, helping you find space for the practice, for the intention. And then exhale, fully letting go. Taking about 3 big rounds of breath here. Into that awareness that you're here now. Letting go of the thoughts that come before and after. As you expand into the spaces even between the ribs, you're starting to maybe bring in that purple light into the space between the brows. Bringing in the intention or affirmation, I see with clarity. Letting go on the exhale of any doubts or fears, anything that's holding you back from trusting your intuition. Moving into, I trust my intuition. And knowing that the more we make space in our lives, the more we're able to find that intuition. One more big full breath into the shoulder blades, into the chest. Audible sigh, let it go. Now reaching those hands out long in front, walking the fingertips away. Let the hands slide back underneath the shoulders, moving into some organic movement, some circling of the hips, maybe a sway or half circle of the neck. And then a couple rounds of cat-cow here, maybe curling the toes under, maybe they stay tops of the feet down. But either way, on the inhale, you're taking the chin and chest high. Exhale, pushing the mat away, finding that big rainbow. On your next breath, back to your neutral tabletop. Coming on out to the right side with the right foot, curling those left toes under for a forward and backward hinge. Feeling a little mobility in the wrists and also in that plantar fascia. Maybe sink back, notice the bottom of the left foot. Option to take those right toes to the sky and then point them to the earth. And then opening up to lift that right hand high, coming into a big gate position. Rotate the ankle and wrist. Taking that right heel toward the glute, reaching around to grasp the top of the right foot. Maybe challenge the balance and gaze to the sky. Pushing the front of that right hip towards the right side. So noticing the quad and hip flexor stretch. Exhale, release right hand to the mat all the way up to the right side with that right foot. Right hand will stay planted. Inhale, left hand high. Exhale for thread the needle, right arm underneath left. Left temple is going to drop down to the earth. Plant your right hand directly at the top of the mat, flipping the left palm down towards the earth. Maybe you tag a half bind back of the right hand to the low back. Exhale, release all the way back up to your tabletop. Right knee comes back in. Arrive back to the breath. Maybe a couple sinks and sways of the knees before you bring that left leg out to the left side. Curling the right toes under for a hinge back. Noticing now that right plantar fascia. Coming forward and back. Leaning into the wrists. And then right hand stays planted, open and lift left hand high, rotating ankle and wrist. Top of the left hand reaches to the top of the left foot and push that front of the left hip away from you so you feel the quad and hip flexor stretch. Maybe challenging the balance of the gaze high. Exhale, release left leg out to the left side. Now left hand is going to stay planted and right hand goes high, big inhale, reach. Exhale, thread the needle, right arm underneath left, right temple drops down to the mat. Option to take your left hand and plant it at the top of the mat, or back of the left hand goes to the low back. Lifting and opening the left chest high. Maybe you flip that right palm down towards the earth. Gentle release back to tabletop. An option for a couple rounds of cat-cow here, or stepping back into an ultra slow pedal in your plank. And on up into downward facing dog. Taking that slow pedal on up, biceps by the ears. Maybe a little drop of the hips to the left and the right. Coming out wide on the mat, the toes, and a ripple forward into plank. Pulling the belly up and in. Exhale, elbows towards your ribs as you lower down slowly. All the way down to the earth, tops of the feet down. Inhale, rise up, cobra, only with the strength of your back. Exhale, release back down. Inhale, lifting with the crown of the head again. Pause here, exhale. Coming back down, curl the toes under. Push on up, downward facing dog. We'll bring this to the top of the mat. You decide if you step or float to get there. Feet meet the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, let the hands fall into goal pose. Inhale, reach back to the sky. Exhale, palms together, letting your thumbs rest in your third eye space, right there between the brows. Expanding out the toes on the mat, flattening out the soles of the feet. Inhale the breath into the crown of the head. Allowing yourself to remind yourself of that seeing with clarity. Trusting your intuition. Inhale, fingertips high. Exhale, swan dive, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank. From plank, rippling high into down dog, or you take your chaturanga, tipping forward, tuck those elbows, exhale, lower. If you're lowering down, tuck the elbows in tightly to the sides. Inhale, upward into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a moment, a little flattening of the hands into the mat. Inhale, right toes high. Exhale, right knee into the right elbow. Sweep it over to the left elbow. Back to the right elbow. Inhale, right toes high. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Back to your neutral head shake, yes. But we don't have to do it all. Shake it now. Inhale, left toes high. Exhale, left knee into left elbow. Right elbow. Left elbow. Inhale, left toes high. Exhale, back to plank. You decide if you'd like another flow here or if you want to step or hop back to the top of the mat. When doing those flows in between poses or in between sides, I'll be cueing you from a plank either straight to a down dog, or you can take plank on your knees straight into tabletop, or you can take that flow or chaturanga by tipping forward on the toes, tucking the elbows in tightly to the sides, exhaling down, inhaling up for cobra or upward facing dog if that's in your practice, although no pressure to do so. Bringing the gaze back to the top of the mat. Exhale, step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, the fingertips high. Exhale, swan dive, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back, downward facing dog. Starting our flow, inhale, right toes high. Exhale for high lunge, right foot underneath the chest. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, pull the elbows down, goalpost. As you do, drop the left knee down to hover. Shifting into a supported warrior three, we'll shift the weight into the right foot. Fingertips come down to the earth or your blocks. Left heel goes high. Inhale, lengthening breath. Option to extend one or both arms forward. On the exhale, tuck in little ball. Inhale, back to your supported warrior three or your reaching warrior three. Left heel stays to the sky. Exhale, back, warrior two. Right heel in line with that left arch of the foot, all the way down into your deep right knee bend, gazing over the right middle finger. Inhale, reach and up. Exhale, lower down. Warrior two. Stacking the crown of the head over the sits bones. Fingertips come high. Inhale, take the fingertips high. Exhale, pull down your goalpost arms. 3 rounds of breath. Inhale, chin and chest high. Exhale, close the elbows together. One more time. Inhale, open lift. Exhale, close. Meeting in your warrior two arms. Deep right knee bend. Preparing for triangle as you straighten into that right leg. Left toes pointing to the left edge of your mat. Left hip goes back. Right hand is going to either go down to a high block on the inner part of the right foot or slightly pressing down onto your right shin. Very little weight on your right foot. Gazing high to that left hand. I should say very little weight on your right calf. And very slight little bend in your right knee. Inhale, left hand high. Here for a breath. Exhale fully. Starting to bend deep into the right knee, we'll meet an extended side angle. Right elbow to that right knee, or you reach both arms parallel to the room, in front of the room. As you inhale, pull the belly in. Full exhale, stay here. Letting that left hand go down to the earth, opening to the right side wall. Inhale, right hand high. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank. Options here for straight to down dog, maybe a child's pose, or a flow in between sides. Back into that neutral breath in your down dog. Inhale, left toes high. Exhale, left foot underneath the chest, coming up high lunge. Inhale, reach and rise, biceps by the ears. Exhale, pull it down, goal pose. Shifting into your warrior three. Weight in the left foot. Inhale, optional reach of the fingertips to the earth. Right heel goes high, flex right foot. Option to reach the arms long on the inhale. Exhale, tuck in, little ball. Hands to prayer. One more time, option to tent the fingers or reach long in warrior three. On your exhale, warrior two. Right foot goes down, deeply bending into that left knee, left heel in line with the right arch, all the way down into that left knee bend. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, pull it down. Taking those goal pose hands to the sky. Inhale, chin and chest high. Exhale, close it together. Inhale, open lip. Exhale, close. One more time. Inhale, lift, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, reach out long, arms gazing over that left middle finger, deep bend into the left knee. Arriving into triangle, now straightening into the left leg, micro bend there in that left knee. Right toes go to the left side, right hip back. Now left hand goes down to your block or your left shin. Very little weight in the left hand, use the core. Gazing high, big inhale, gaze high, right chin to the right shoulder. Exhale, bend into the left knee, left elbow meets the knee, or left hand goes to the front of the room. Maybe both hands go to the front of the room, pull the core in, big full inhale. Exhale, right hand down to the earth. Opening and revolving with left hand high. Open the left chest to the left side. Full inhale. Exhale, left hand down to the earth. Stepping back with that left foot. Maybe you take a flow. Maybe you take a down dog or a child's pose. Bringing the gaze to the top of the mat, step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, gaze high. Exhale, bringing those thumbs to rest in this third eye space. Allowing yourself to flatten out the feet on the mat. Inhale, I see with clarity. One more breath into I trust my intuition. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back. Downward facing dog. We'll add to our flow. Inhale, right toes high. Exhale, right foot underneath the chest. Reach and rise, high crescent lunge. Biceps by the ears. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull it down, right out, left knee down to hover. Shifting into either supported or lifted warrior three. Left heel, flex, left toes to the earth. Option to inhale, reach long. Exhale, tuck it in, little ball. Inhale, go long again. Exhale, warrior two. All the way down into your right knee bend. Inhale, reach and rise one time. Exhale, back, warrior two. Fingertips go high. Inhale, elbows and chin back. Exhale, close. 3 rounds of breath, pull the core in, pulling that spot in underneath the belly. One more, open and lift. Exhale, round and close, getting rid of that tech neck. Back into warrior two, arms. Deep right knee bend. Prepare for triangle, straighten into the right leg. Left hip goes back, right hand down to your shin. Really engaging the core so you have very little weight on the right hand. Using a block if you have one. As you exhale, bend into that right knee, meeting in side angle, either right elbow, right knee, or right palm to the front. Reaching for a parallel arm towards the front. Inhale, reach, pull the belly in. Stay here for the exhale, re-bend into the right knee. Exhale, left hand down to the earth, open for revolve side. Revolve, low lunge, right hand high. Exhale the back of the right hand to the low back as you gaze to the back wall. Inhale, right hand high. Here we're coming into a revolved chair. So your left foot is going to come up to meet the right and hook that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Nice low hips in your revolved chair. One more breath. As you exhale, hips go down, rising up onto the ball mounds of the feet. You're going to have an option here, only if it's in your practice, for a side crow. Fingertips pointing straight to the right. You'll take your elbows, bend them deeply, letting your right hip meet that right elbow, finding a shelf for your hip and outer right knee to rest on. Option to shift the weight into the hands, over the nose. Here for a breath or two. Meeting back in revolved chair, or maybe you stayed there. From your revolved chair, we'll arrive all the way up to a dancing Shiva. So inhale, reach and cartwheel those arms with the left hand going back. Left knee lifted. Option to play with the gaze and gaze back, or peace finger hook that left great toe and extend the left leg to the front. Any amount of bend here to this leg is fine. As we exhale down, we're going to meet and revolve half moon. Left knee comes back in, left leg shoots back. Your left fingers are going to tent on the earth, right hand high. Lifting and flexing that left heel, right hand high, gaze to the right side. One more breath. Exhale, fully plant the hands. Option to take a flow here in between sides or go into your down dog or child's pose. Inhale, left toes high. Exhale, high lunge, left foot underneath the chest. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, pull it down, goal post, hover that right knee. We'll shift into warrior three, weight in the left foot. Now lifting and flexing that left foot. Maybe you tent the fingers, maybe you reach long. Exhale, little ball, hands to prayer. Inhale, reach again. Exhale, step back, warrior two. Deep left knee bend. Inhale, reach and rise one time. Exhale, back, warrior two. Fingertips go high. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, close. 2 rounds on your own breath. Meeting back in those warrior two, arms deep, left knee bend. Arrive in triangle, left leg straightens, right toes to the right side, right hip back, left hand down. Again, engage your core so there's very little weight on the left hand. Reaching and lifting with the right hand. Deep bend into that left knee. Now left elbow finds it. Or you find that extended side angle, reaching long to the front. Pull the belly in, full exhale. All the way down to the earth with the right hand. Open to revolve to the left. Big tall reach, back of the left hand to the low back, gaze to the back wall. Bringing left hand high again. Now shift the weight into the left foot. Right foot comes up to meet it. Revolve your chair. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Open the chest to the left. Sinking the hips down nice and low. Planting the fingertips towards the left side. Your opportunity to either stay in your revolved chair, or you could be in your perch position, hands to prayer, or you play with left side crow. Bending into both elbows. Find that shelf for your hip and knee. Weight shifts over the shoulders, over the nose. Find your breath. Exhale, meet back in chair. Revolve to the left. Coming all the way up to that revolved dancing Shiva. Right knee high, right hand back. Gazing to the back wall. Maybe you peace finger hook the right toe. Any amount of straightening with that right sole of the foot to the front. Gazing back will challenge your balance. Find the breath, root down into the left leg. Exhale all the way back with the right foot. Right hand goes down to the earth, revolve half moon. Left hand will go high. Right heel lifts. Lift and lengthen. One more breath. Exhale, plant the hands. Stepping back either for a flow or a down dog or a child's pose. With that gaze coming to the top of the mat, neutral plank. Finishing up with a little series here with forearm plank and down dolphin. So palms down, number 11, forearms. Finding 3 breaths to tap your third eye space on the mat, and then exhaling back to forearm plank. You can also do this with the knees down, using your full breath. And then meeting in full dolphin, walking the toes in towards your elbows. Any amount of bend to the knees is fine. Resting your hairline on the mat. Option if forearm stand is in your practice, that you could lean forward and either alternate one leg lift at a time or stay in that dolphin. As you breathe into dolphin, really pushing down with your forearms and elbows into the mat, lifting the hips high, finding that breath. As you exhale back to forearm plank, stepping back with the feet, dropping those hips. One full round of breath. Exhale fully. Drop the knees. Slide back, child's pose. Palms down, resting your third eye space on the back of the palm. Settle into the breath. Finding that breath with your intention. I see with clarity. I trust my intuition. I allow myself space to find my intuition and its messages. I listen to my body. Breathing into the space between your shoulder blades. Exhale, let it go fully. As you come out of child's pose, walking the fingertips forward first for a big full reach forward on the mat in child's pose. And then slide the palms back, come on up to tabletop. From your tabletop, walking the knees in, crossing legs, extend your legs forward to the front. Bringing the sits bones down into the earth. Connect to both of those sits bones. Any amount of bend to the knees here is fine. We're going to take a string as if it's connected to the crown and pull it high on the inhale. And then from here, hinging forward, we're going to take the peace fingers and hook the big toes. Bending your knees as much as you need to do so. On the inhale, lengthen the spine. On the exhale, hinge forward. Finding about 4 or 5 breaths. Inhale, micro lifting. Exhale fully, all the way into that hinge. And you find your bottom really fully releasing into the low back and sacral area. Letting the backs of the knees press slightly into the earth. Gentle release out of that yogi toe lock to take the soles of the feet together. Shallow bound angle. Fingertips plant underneath the calves. Planting those palms, fingertip walking towards the edges of your mat into turtle. Same thing, palms go down. Lengthen on the inhale. On the exhale, hinge forward, keeping your gaze towards the top of the mat. Allow that deep release in the hips and low back with each exhale. As you come up out of turtle, bringing those palms out, scooting the feet forward to the top of your mat. Go ahead and grab behind the knees, gentle rock back, legs up the wall. Option to circle if you have a block and you want to place it under your hips for legs up the wall, go ahead and do so. Option to take your ankles and wrists for some circles, maybe a tiny little fist and curl the toes tight, and releasing for a wiggle. Maybe you find some stillness, maybe you take a sway, maybe you bend into the knees and give yourself a little sacral rock. Noticing the rise and fall of your belly. Option to place your palms down on your belly to notice. And then bringing that left leg out long, interlace the fingers to the front of the right knee, letting the left shoulder drift back down to the earth, flex both toes, breathing in to fill the abdominal space. As you exhale, pull the right knee in. Compressing the low back into the mat, slight chin tuck. Inhale one more time, fill the belly. Exhale, pull the right thigh in. At the bottom of your exhale, bringing that right knee on over to the left for a spinal twist. Right arm falling to a go pose, maybe gazing on over to the right. Bringing it back to center when you're ready. Both knees in for a moment, and then guide the right heel out long. Interlace the fingers to the front of the left knee, flex both toes, slight chin tuck, drift that right shoulder back down to the earth. Breathe a full breath into your belly. Exhale into that left knee, pulling it in. One more time, fully fill. As you exhale, pull it in more. All the way to the bottom of the exhale. And then finding spinal twist with the left knee on over to the right side. Goal posting the left arm and gaze to the left. And coming back to center when you're ready. For any final movements you'd like here to seal in the practice, maybe a full body stretch or a little tight squeeze into a ball, maybe a happy baby. And then finding your Shavasana, your resting place, a place where you can settle in and just be, scanning from the top to the bottom, letting the eyelids soften. Maybe take a swallow and let your tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Soften your shoulders. Adjust the arms and legs that they can just fully let go. Now disengaging one more time. And just rest. Start to notice the inhale coming in, fully expanding, finding space, more space than you started the practice with. Knowing that the more space you create in the mind and body and in your life, the easier it'll be to notice your intuition and see with clarity. Affirming that once more. As you breathe in, I see with clarity, letting it touch every cell, atom, and organ in your body, all the way down to the fingertips and the toes. Exhale fully. Breathing into I trust my intuition. All the way down to the fingers and toes with that breath again, so that everything you see, everything you touch, every step you take, be one towards your greatest good. Honoring that intuition. When you're ready to maybe bend your knees, take a little sway from side to side. Dropping then when you're ready to one side, resting your head on your shoulder. And then assisting with a push on up to an easy seat when you're ready. Meeting in that easy seat, stacking the crown of the head over the sits bones. Optional lift of the shoulders. Exhale, roll them on down and back. Meeting with palms up or down to the knees. Inhale for an optional reach. Palms coming together, letting that beautiful purple light come between the palms. Letting their thumbs rest in your third eye space between the brows. Breath into, I trust my intuition. I see with clarity. Option to seal the practice in. May the light and love in me